Hey guys, welcome back to the RapChat podcast. I'm your host, Luke Dick.
I'm Elias Eldridge.
And I'm Sam Kenny.
And before we head into the podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts, make sure to leave us a rating and also leave us a review. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at RapChat Podcast, where we post new clips of the show every week. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Well,
just a heads up, it's exam season for us, so we might sound kind of tired because we are.
yeah.
So, and it's late. We're recording this one late because
After the Brooklyn.
Sambo's leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, just a heads up.
Sambo, I like that nickname.
Yeah, I've never been called
Samsky.
Sambo.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'll take
Let's
it.
go. I'll
Sure.
take it.
Greek free.
Sounds like sounds like Rambo.
Sorry, a little inside.
Sounds like Rambo. Sambo, Rambo.
That's kind of
That's
the
so
point.
true.
Sam.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think of that, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I just said Sambo.
Oh,
Good
I
morning.
thought you were talking about Rambo.
I
That's
remember. I won't. Well, his name's Sam, but I won't say last names too. But it was a physics class in high school, and
where is this going?
just so it was physics class in high school, and
Remember, we had a conversation about what we're allowed and not allowed to say on the podcast.
So physics class in high school, and it's this my friend Sam. We had to like write down. Maybe it was a field. I don't know why. We had to write down our like addresses and like all our information.
Just dox all of your classmates and stuff,
Yeah.
and then you're supposed to post them on Twitter and like tell people go to their
Social
house.
security numbers
And
stuff, yeah. No, so it asked for the street name, meaning like our address, and he put instead of putting his actual street name, he put like his like a street name.
Oh.
Like he's like he put down like a Samsky or something,
oh my god!
Oh.
and then he like
Dude,
handed
did he
it
do
in.
it as a joke?
No,
Oh.
it just like
Yeah.
he's a really smart dude, but like
Is
it
he?
just crossed.
Shut
his
up!
mind.
He did it actually as like genuinely thought that's what you're
Yeah.
supposed to write down.
I remember
as
that.
if, as
I
if.
remember that. It was
Well,
everybody. Was,
I'll,
he was laughing, but he would laugh about it.
I'll go by Sambo from now on.
All right, that's
I
good.
like that
I
nickname.
like that.
That's kind of cool.
All right, Sambo. Well,
Run through our
yeah.
order
So
for today.
yeah. So the
good call, Sambo.
and we might. We should like go for do it. We have to just make sure everyone hates that nickname.
Yeah.
So yeah, this episode might be a little bit shorter today, guys, just because we're all tired, we're all kind of exhausted, and
it's 11:30 p.m.
yeah, it's. Anyways, okay, so today's schedule for the podcast will be game recaps, performer of the week,
Then a couple quick questions.
questions for each other, and then looking ahead.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like our that's our kind of like
Pretty-
our standard.
yeah,
That's
pretty
our
straightforward.
baseline.
Yeah. I think it works.
Yeah.
We got a good thing kind of going, and
I tend to agree.
yeah.
All right.
So,
Want to hop into it?
Yeah, let's
All
start
right.
it off. So Sam's got the.
I've got the Kings and Raptors game from Monday,
Kings of
December
Sacramento.
13th. Really fun game. Great win.
Fun for us. I don't know
Last,
if it's
yeah,
fun for Sacramento.
yeah, not fun for Sacramento.
Not for some for the 5 Sacramento fans.
Yeah, nope. Last game of the homestand. This game was not close from the get-go. Raptors won the first quarter 30-22, and we were just outrunning. Pascal and Scottie were killing inside. Basically, like everything was clicking to start the game. Even Svi Mihailuk was getting in on, had a
Even
big three.
Svi
Sorry,
Mihailuk.
Svi.
Shout out to Spee, baby.
Boucher.
Spee-G.
Boucher getting inside. Like it looked great to start the game. We were running like crazy. The Kings can't play defense to save their lives, and they could not. I don't think they scored till almost the 8-minute mark.
I think they couldn't even
Wow.
contain Spee Mikhailuk.
Yeah, that's a little embarrassing. But the second quarter, it sadly gets worse for the Kings, as this might have been the Raptors' best quarter all year. Scottie and the bench unit. So that was Scottie with Yuta, Justin Champagny.
Isn't that like what do you
Svi.
call it? Scotty in the bench. It's like
Yeah,
our
it's like a
TV
band.
show. Yeah.
Scottie, Yuta, Justin Champagny, Svi, and Delano Banton. Like their defense was suffocating, and they were just running it. Delano looked really good in the half court, getting some nice looks for the teammates. Scottie was just dominant all game. He was just being like super confident with his offense. He had a beautiful step back mid range to end the first quarter. He had 5 blocks in this game, all like really big blocks off the backboard.
I think he had 4 after the first half, too.
Svi?
Like,
No, Scottie.
Oh.
Yeah, no, not
Sorry.
Steve.
you're like, whoa.
I'm like, wait, what?
No.
I'm tripping.
The Raptors go into the half up 70-45.
Wow.
The second half,
I feel like that makes up a little bit for our Oklahoma City game.
yeah,
Because they got beat by like 70 something points.
second half we played them kind of even. You could tell both teams kind of let it off the gas a little bit.
Mhm.
Third quarter though, still like a lot of great stuff. I loved how Pascal was getting to the rim. Chris Boucher hit 2 threes. Just very feel good, fun game. Utah got a 3 in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, our main guys didn't even play. Well, Gary, Pascal, Fred, and Chris all sat. Scotty played 7 minutes just to get his legs under him, play with that bench unit again. And Malachi Flynn, with by far his best, maybe one of the best stints of his career, by far his best stint.
He had some good stints last season.
But this was really good. 6 for 8 from the field in the fourth quarter. Played every minute. 2
But also,
for 3
like,
for
I
3.
think last year more on
Important.
pressure opportunity. Yeah, more important.
Yeah, no pressure,
so.
but it's nice to see
But
him
it
get his
was
confidence.
nice to see him roll a little bit.
A ton of pull-up jumpers. He got into the paint.
Some threes.
Yeah, just looked really confident. 14 points in that quarter. Benched. Everyone scored in this game. I think we had 9 guys in double figures on the night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 9 guys in double figures. Yuta Watanabe with his first career double off the bench.
Nice.
Yuta Watanabe, you're my
No crazy popping stat lines, but everyone just did their
Solid.
job. Looked really good. Some beautiful passing. Pascal's passing in this game was like amazing to Chris and Scotty especially. Really feel good game to close at the homestand, and the Raptors win.
Made me happy.
124 to 101.
Facts. Okay.
Facts. Fair enough.
Fair enough. I love saying that.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Knuckles.
Okay, so I got the Brooklyn game. We are fresh off the loss, but a half hour removed from it. It was a back and forth game. Sam thought it was gonna be an easy one again. He said it before the game, didn't you?
I should not talk. I should never predict anything.
No, you shouldn't ever anymore.
Every game I've predicted, I think we've lost.
every game you said it is an easy one. We lost. I tried to talk you out of it, man. I said they have KD, man, and you said
he just is such a pure score basketball player.
He's
And
so
I thought you were
good,
gonna say
man.
such a purebred.
No.
He's such a purebred.
So good, man. Like he had 34, 13, and 11,
And it was
like
quiet.
it was like
Wow.
he didn't even break a sweat.
No, until like the fourth quarters,
Yeah.
like when you start to notice him. All right, so first half in general, honestly, our defense was garbage. We're leaving guys open. Fairness to the Brooklyn Nets players, Kessler Edwards, David Duke, names you guys have probably never heard of. They were doing their thing properly. Cam Thomas and
to be honest, they really integrated well into their unit. Like,
they came in and yet tried hard. Exactly,
Yeah.
they tried to earn their minutes. Like Daron Sharp had 4 offensive rebounds on us. Rebounding is another story. This game was very poor. Kessler Edwards 17 points off the bench with 10 rebounds. I didn't even know that.
Jeez.
And then David Duke Jr. had a good first half on us and 13 rebounds for him. So. Dudes, I think he's
As a
6'4".
guard, yeah,
I think he's
6'4"
6'4".
guard.
Second round pick. So first quarter, Fred and Boucher started the game with a really nice pick and roll. Fred had a deep 3. Justin Champagny, nickname I came up with, by the way, and I think it would be nice to get this rolling. JC Penny.
But also,
Yeah.
like, isn't JCPenney
Yeah.
like, what is JCPenney?
Clothes.
Right.
Hey, Champagny wears clothes, man.
I guess I was trying to think like how do you have any connect
Just
Justin
like that.
Champagny to JCPenney?
you see him wearing clothes like that.
Yeah, he wears clothes.
Yo, he probably doesn't shop at JCPenney.
I don't, what kind of clothing is it like?
JCPenney?
No,
I thought JCPenney was a shoe store. I thought they sold like
They do
bulk
shoes.
discount
I know they do.
shoes.
They do like the dad
It's
shoes.
a department shoe
but
store.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
They don't do
it's
regular
like
clothes.
old-
Hey, he wears shoes too, though. So
It looks like a. I don't know. Yeah, not somewhere I would shop at least.
leave a comment if
Whoa.
you know what
Probably-
JCPenney
They
is.
are not doing well as a business.
Do not invest
Wow,
in
yeah,
JCPenney right now.
maybe they need a guy with his nickname. Wow, they are. Wow, their revenue has gone down.
If any of you guys are
Wow,
investors, little tip for you: do not invest in JCPenney right now.
JCPenney.
Their revenue has gone down 11 billion.
Sell.
Yeah.
Story of the first quarter, just defense was slow, and David Duke was good. I think he had 8 points in that first quarter. Second quarter, again, we didn't have much energy at all in the first half. Coming off a back-to-back game, playing a back-to-back game, I guess.
I feel like all of our back-to-back games this season have been just abysmal.
sluggish and-
Yeah.
Some of the depth,
I wouldn't.
right?
Dead
So-
performances.
Yeah, but even because I thought this would be better because the bench played a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
So I thought if we're gonna win a back-to-back game, this would be a good one, especially with David Duke Jr. starting.
Yeah.
But I guess not. But Malachi came in the game, very disappointing. After the great game he had yesterday.
Yeah, still can't string together 2 good performances.
And for proof that our defense was so bad, Brooklyn had a line of Patty Mills, Cam Thomas, rookie, David Duke Jr., second-round pick, rookie, Kessler Edwards, second-round pick, rookie, Dayron Sharp, late first-round pick, rookie, and they were outscoring us and easily scoring on us, and we couldn't score against them. So we were not.
Come on, man.
Our flow in the first half was god awful, no energy. And they were just getting on the glass way more than we were. But Scottie had a nice lob to Pascal, which was cool. And Gary buzzer beater to end the half. And Gary had provided some energy right after that. He was talking to Brooklyn a bit, man.
He's getting us fired up.
We needed that. And then it worked because third quarter, we outscored them 44-25. Our offense was going crazy this quarter. Fred had a nice and one in the lane. Scottie had a... Am I looking at the right one? No, okay. So Scottie had a 3 in the corner, which is nice to see. More Scottie threes later. Gary had a nice steal and dunk. Boucher, nice block, and a big. So this is when things started we started pulling away a bit at this point. Pascal Siakam absolutely obliterated Kevin Durant on the fast break. I did not think Kevin Durant would jump at that.
Is that the best Raptors dunk this year?
This year, yeah. The only one I'm thinking of was the Precious against Washington. Remember that one, the Tomahawk?
That was like our first poster, though.
That was our first actual poster.
Scottie hasn't had like a big poster. He's had some.
And KD went like he like jumped.
That was like
did jump.
I wouldn't say it's better than that Rozier one last year on KD, but it was like similar to that, you know.
Yeah.
Rozier just being like 6'2", doing that's ridiculous.
But
no.
I don't know what KD was thinking.
No, because he was like really late.
No chance.
Yeah.
But it was a vicious dunk.
Yeah.
It was insane. Yeah. And yeah, man. So great third quarter, and I thought we were pulling away. I thought Brooklyn was too tired because they only had 8 guys playing. But we were also showing our dead legs in the fourth quarter. We only scored 20 points. Scottie, impressive quarter from Scottie though. Scottie has a
game from Scottie, to be honest, all around.
Yeah.
I feel like we only really saw him make like 1 or 2 mistakes.
Oh yeah, and I mean even they weren't big mistakes. Or
and that's
like
the
that.
story of Scottie, anyways.
So Scottie had a crazy turnaround shot over KD, and then not too long after that, Scottie gets an offensive rebound, casually walks out behind the 3-point line with Kevin Durant on him, and just shoots the 3 and makes it.
Was that the step back?
No, that's coming. Right after that. We're getting to crunch time now. It's a close game. Scottie between the legs, looking like Jason Tatum, pulls up in the corner, heavily contested, swishes it.
Oh, that's the most impressive shot he's hit all year.
Oh yeah.
By
far.
Oh my
god. And then Gary, another clutch 3 in the corner as per usual. He's had a lot of clutch corner threes.
Yeah,
this season, Gary, man, he's solid.
He's had a lot of clutch
solid.
shots in general.
But in that corner, I know it's in. I have no doubt.
Especially unguarded. He doesn't take many unguarded shots. So when he is unguarded,
and I think he's such a Gary's such a low key threat. Like
he is. I feel
because he'll drop like a casual 20 points, and teams will still not like respect him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, he just scored 20 points on you guys. You know what I mean? Like he's basically brand new to the league as like a guy with responsibility. Yeah. You know, like he's kind of saucing you guys up, low key.
Yeah. So at this point, so after Gary's 3 put us up 120-117 with 1:20 left, and then a few missed shots on both sides, and then 13 seconds left. Patty Mills ties the game with a 3-pointer, and then no timeout is called after this. We bring the ball up, 13 seconds left. And Fred VanVleet, no play is called. Fred VanVleet just holds the ball, drives to the corner, or not the corner, the elbow. It takes a very heavily contested pull-up and misses, airballs it heavily to the right. Very frustrated with that shot,
no timeout. That was the weirdest thing.
We had a timeout. We didn't use it.
Yeah,
and I was okay with that because I don't
the
really trust.
Momentum was kind of there, and
I don't trust Nick Nurse to make a great play. I think same thing as OKC game. We just give it to a guy and they go ISO. So I was hoping they create something.
I wish we pushed it though, right?
Like, I know.
Caught
we don't have to wait till the buzzer goes off.
Maybe we catch like Patty Mills on Pascal or something like that, right? Because you're pushing it.
And at this point, like you got Kessler Edwards and David Duke on the floor, man. Like just go, whoever's like Scottie or Gary, you're being guarded by one of them. Just take it to the rim, man. Very very upset with that shot.
There were so many. I think that was like out of all the options that were available on the court, that was the worst one.
Yeah.
It was,
You know
man.
what I
Like,
mean?
I would rather him pull it from 3 where we had more space.
Yeah, I
Or
don't,
just-
yeah,
or
I
just-
don't
or
understand.
just-
And he could have made space for himself. He was
Yeah.
being guarded one-on-one. Like,
Yeah.
like,
or just run a pick and roll with Pascal. Anything,
Yeah.
just something
And
else.
Pascal,
like,
yeah.
and he would have Pascal would have probably been able to get a foul, man.
or just,
Like,
just create another threat, right? Like
Yeah.
if Fred's taking the shot, like if he's dribbling like between his legs, 5 seconds left, no one's doing anything else. You know that's the shot. Just have a pick and roll. Then you got Fred and Pascal as threats.
Yeah.
Then you even got like you might have a double coming. See Scottie or Gary in the
You got-
corner.
make the defense think.
I'd rather Boucher wide open 3.
True,
than-
yeah. When
than
you got
that
Fred
shot.
like slowly dribbling into the
It's
free throw
predictable.
line, it's so
It's predictable.
predictable.
Yeah.
and
When he's not big enough.
No,
right?
and like what he did was not. That was an easy guard.
And he didn't even try to shot fake or anything either. Like try to draw a foul. Like,
He was
it
like,
was
let
just
me
a
just
straight
get
up
a
air
little closer and shoot. And it's like,
Yeah.
nah, man. So we go into overtime.
But
First,
see, that's where I think our team lacks veteran presence because I feel like
'Cause that's
like
something
Kyle,
Lowry-
yeah,
yeah.
Kyle Lowry would never have made that play.
No.
And I think it's just that Fred, like, listen, man, how old is Fred? 27, 28?
27.
Yeah, 27 years old. Like he's our oldest. Like him,
he's
him and
our
Pascal,
Pascal.
he's our
Oh,
vet.
yeah.
He's our
him and
leader.
Pascal are like our oldest players, man, and we're depending on guys who like have just recently started to be a central aspect of the team.
And just like
3-4 years ago?
yeah,
like,
and just show some trust in the other guys, man.
Yeah,
like
it's
Gary's
disappointing.
had game winners for us
Yeah.
already.
I'm fine. Fred taking the last shot. It's just how that shot
Yeah,
is
I know, me
created.
Me too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me too. Just the fact that he just nothing. It was nothing.
Yeah,
It was-
yeah.
we had
Like
13 seconds to create,
honestly,
and he
dude,
did.
even like a give and go on the side for a Fred like 3-pointer.
Yeah,
like
just
you know
put
what
the ball
I
in
mean?
someone
Like,
else's hands to get just the defense aware,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
if Fred's doing that, the rest of the guys on defense just chill.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like run, cut, do something. You know what I
something,
mean?
man.
Like
Yeah, so that really bothered me. And then we go into overtime, first overtime game of the season, and it's overtime against Kevin Durant. What do you expect?
yeah, it's.
On a back-to-back.
He on a
To
back
be honest, I'm surprised actually that we didn't get beat by more.
in overtime. You mean?
Yeah.
it was a close overtime game. Pascal had a nice block to start it off, but Katie had like 6 or 8 straight mid-range
Yeah.
pull-ups, and just
And those were basically
and-
layups, man.
Yeah, like there's nothing you can do about that. It was good defense on it. Fred had a nice shot at the end to give us a chance, and Patty Mills missed the free throw. So it could have been dramatic. Scottie almost won us the game. Would have been nice, but at the end we take the L.
Fun
It's
game,
true.
though.
Yeah, it was
There's
a
some
good
fun
game. It
moments.
was a good
That
game.
dunk was really fun,
Yeah.
and
I mean-
that Scottie shot was just.
Yeah,
It was a high-scoring game.
Yeah,
I mean, even without the overtime.
yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to pull that one out though, man.
Yeah, it
Would've
would
been
have
nice,
been really
but
nice,
oh well.
especially in Brooklyn too.
Yeah, it is what it is though.
Thoughts on the Kings game?
Yeah, let's go to it.
my
Didn't
biggest
watch it. Sorry.
my biggest thing from this one was the bench, man.
That's what I was
Like,
gonna say.
oof,
Best
what
bench
a-
performance I've seen in a while. Going back to last season, man.
yeah, Yuta Watanabe, man. I loved how he attacked the rim. He hit 2 threes. Svi Mihailu 2 for 2 from 3.
Champagne's solid, man. Hustling. I love to
Hustling,
see
man.
that
He
from
can
him.
finish too. He's got some. He's
can.
He's like a sneaky athletic kind of guy, right? He doesn't look very athletic.
Yeah, as shown.
And he gets right up to the rim and he can finish really well.
Hasn't made a 3 in the past 2 games. I don't know what we did before, but these 2 games he didn't make a 3. He's
Yeah.
not a shooter.
That's
yet.
not his role.
No. He's there to get some boards, put it back up, just be a hustler.
Right now, what I see him as a bit, he's not as good as this guy yet, but almost like a Bruce Brown
Yeah.
type
That's a good
guy.
comparison.
I don't know if the passing
say-
is quite
and-
there, but
I wouldn't say the defense. The Drew Brown's a
No.
really aggressive defender,
No,
like
yeah.
a really good defender.
that's maybe something that
but
a
the
guy he
role
can
rise.
watch. Right?
Yeah, he can be that role.
Yeah. I don't know if the
like-
Raptors have enough shooting for that to work, but that's an interesting. I like how he plays. He tries so hard, and his defense is pretty good for a guy who hasn't had much experience.
I can see him. It's a weird noise.
No, it's all good. It's
Okay.
just,
I can see him getting a regular NBA contract this season.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see us
Oh,
upgrading
yeah.
his 2-way to a regular
Yeah,
contract.
Justin?
Yeah, he's on a 2-way right now. So I can
For sure.
I can definitely see it because we already have an empty spot with even without Goran.
Well, yeah. Once Goran's off the books.
Yeah, so I can definitely. I would like that too. To be
for
honest.
sure. He looks like a kind of guy. He reminds you a bit of like O'Shea Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of less athletic, but same kind of idea.
Man,
Okay.
O'Shea Brissett right now would be nice to have.
Yeah.
he's a great corner
He
three-point shooter.
flourished once he left.
Yeah,
Man, this was just like Scottiebarnes' like blocks, man. Like it was 5 blocks,
the
and it
one
was
on
like
Halliburton off the.
there were a
that-
few off the
that-
glass and like just athletic plays.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he looked so comfortable this whole game.
He's looking, dude. I can't get over the fact that we played how many games now? 27 games, and he's this good.
I know.
Wait till the end of like next season.
It's crazy, man. We're already seeing improvements in his game from the beginning of the year.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Well,
the shot.
the thing is, Scottie,
Shot, yeah.
the shot
Shoot the
is
shooting.
is crazy, and the reason why I think is he is so unbelievably fundamental.
Yeah.
And like even when we talk about the shot, like okay, like people want to say whatever. Like in college, you didn't shoot very well. Doesn't really matter because
Not looking now.
he has great shot fundamentals. If you look at the way he
It's a good
shoots
shot.
the ball,
Yeah.
it's there's nothing about his shot that you would say
There's
is
no
like
big hitch.
yeah, there's no hitch, there's no nothing. Where that's the problem with a lot of, I think you see that in a lot of smaller guards who come into the league, is that since they have to get used to shooting farther back, it's an adjustment, man. They start shooting a little bit differently.
When Shea came into the league, he had a hitch.
Jaw is another guy.
Shea had a hitch in college, but it was still smoother. When he came into the league, I remember it was like
Yeah, and Markel Fultz, another guy who was like
completely changed.
Well, and yeah, it is an adjustment.
Halliburton, another guy.
And it's a struggle, man. It really is a struggle for a lot of guys to do it. But the idea is that if you can maintain your fundamentals and maintain the fundamentals of how to shoot a basketball,
He's so strong too. That helps it.
exactly. And yeah, like he really has all of the baseline needs to be a great basketball player met. So now it's just like, fine-tuning, polishing and working on specific areas, trying to find the best aspects of his game. And the thing is, there's just so much to work with, so it's
like one thing I noticed with his shot, just from me, just over my age playing basketball, and what I know about shooting is that he always starts the ball really low and then he'll pull up. That's like one thing that I know. Like you're supposed to start like
a little bit.
You're supposed to like start like right here. Instead of bring all the way up, but
then we look at KD.
But no, not yet. That's me getting nitpicky, but his shot form is amazing, and the fact that he's making shots,
and he gets
right
it off quick. Like he does get it off pretty quick.
Oh,
I mean,
for
it could
sure.
be a little bit faster. That's one thing.
That'll come.
Yeah.
Come.
But he's also got
Like,
the height that it doesn't matter how.
Yeah.
Right? He can get away with a little bit of a slower release.
I still cannot believe he made that step back.
Yeah,
in the
through
corner.
that was
Oh my God.
unbelievable.
That was
man.
so smooth.
and it was so in rhythm and smooth and confident. I was just like, holy.
I legitimately thought he'd
Jeez.
make like 15 threes this season.
Yeah.
Coming into this before
Yeah.
the season started.
And the way the season started, it looked like that.
Yeah. And ours would be like, okay, I would not be upset at all whatsoever.
We never
I'd be like,
expected him to be
No.
a shooter.
OG wasn't a shooter. Again, like I do this all the time. OG was not a shooter until like a few years ago.
Pascal shot with his legs inverted for 2 years. Like,
Dude, I think we got something real special with Scottiebarnes.
Oh yeah, man.
he's gonna come up later.
I really hope him and OG can really develop a dynamic
I
duo
think they
there,
can,
man.
dude.
And while we wait for that duo to flourish, him and Pascal as a duo has looked really.
Pascal's looked very
His
good.
passing.
I really am concerned though. I would like to get OG back because this is his first year with this role, and he's just right now.
Wanna get
He's
comfortable.
kind of wasting a little bit of his youth. Sitting on the bench for all this time, and I mean, like, I get it, it's injuries and stuff, and you want to take care of your players.
Man up,
but,
OG play.
Well, no, and I don't want
what you mean.
to discredit like the pain that he's going through, but at the end of the day, it's also like you're losing out on very valuable playing time that
It's
that
kind of
you
frustrating,
cannot
right?
get back.
And it's like
yeah.
there's really nothing you can do about it. It's like, God, I just gotta wait for this thing to heal.
Exactly, and it's just
It must be
it's just-
frustrating for him.
Yeah, of course, it's probably frustrating for him, and yeah, it's frustrating for us as fans because we're sitting here like. I think we can all sit here and say that we're concerned that, the longer that OG doesn't play in a real game and an extended amount of real games with the team, the more and more that the team dynamic is changed. It's altered, right? Because when now you have to integrate a guy back in, because when OG was playing consistently, Pascal wasn't, and now Pascal's playing consistently, and now OG isn't, and now it's like now we got Utah back in, we got all these guys,
and we want to build
man.
this. Like again, we've talked about this before. This is like a developmental year in our minds. Because we want to get these guys to gel all together, right? And it's tough with OG and Pascal not playing together because these are two of our core guys. If we keep Pascal, which I feel like right now we probably will at this point.
Him and Scottie, the way they're gelling is like, and I
it's
don't
really
see
nice.
how. I think OG will fit seamlessly in because he's such a
he
good
will.
shooter.
Yeah, he will.
And they're all very.
He plays a specific role that.
But just getting a nice between Pascal and
Just
him.
getting- just getting
it's,
nice
it's the
dynamic.
connection. It's not it's like great. You can come into the game and do your job and do your role and provide. But it's more about the
not being each other's way. And stuff
not
like
being
that.
each other's way and knowing the strengths of your guys and because like OG doesn't have the same game that he had last year.
Even Pascal compared to like Pascal's. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm loving the way Pascal's
His
playing.
passing is
and
just.
he's
Oh my
and his
God.
shot selection is great.
Oh my god, dude! Because last year, man, he's forcing everything.
I think
and this year,
more talent.
Yeah, just having more talent on the team, and just last year, just like everything was forced, and you could just tell he wasn't high on himself. But this year, I just feel like he's feeling himself way more, and he's letting the game come to him way more often. Like last year, he had like
we even saw that in this game that happened tonight, man.
Like every fourth game, Pascal would have a nice game that he just let the game come to him. But this game, it seems like, especially like the past like 10 games, every game come to him.
It seems more of a thing recently that it's one game here or there where Pascal doesn't really perform at his
but his defense has been awesome and his passing's been awesome, right? So he's still giving you positive play.
Yeah.
OKC game. Pascal
He was good. He was fine.
Like he was okay. Shooting was not there.
Well, and there was the Knicks game. He was
the Knicks game.
The Knicks game he was 3 for 18.
Oh, that was maybe. Sorry, that's the game I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Knicks game. My bad. Sorry, the same colors.
Yeah, and it's like back-to-back
I
games.
just got mixed up.
But yeah, no, that's like exactly. But even then, like I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't like, oh, Pascal sucked. You know? No. He's missing shots. That's
the
okay.
jumper didn't fall.
Yeah. And that's normal.
I think he's going into every game. He knows how he wants to play. He's going to take the mid range. He's so confident in his mid range shot.
And he's making them.
And he knows he can finish inside. And his passing has just been like really, really.
Well, we've seen him even in the last couple of games where it's a very quick decision in his mind where he's like, "This is my shot. How am I going to get there?" And as soon as he sees the opportunity, he takes it. And it's like,
and he's trusting his shooters. He's trusting the guys around him.
You know what it reminds me a lot of is DeRozan's first year in the Spurs, getting his mid-range shots but playmaking a lot.
Right, I mean, like that veteran sort of
and
role.
I think Pascal's kind of embracing that same thing, being that veteran role and being a playmaker. Not, I would say primarily a playmaker, but he's doing that and getting to his spots and equal amount. And that's kind of what DeRozan was doing in San Antonio.
And we also have to be realistic too. Like Pascal's not 25 anymore. You know what I mean? Like the explosiveness, he's got to change a bit of his game. You know what I mean? He's got to take on
injuries and stuff like that.
Absolutely, and he's got to take on that veteran role by doing that. That means that like I'm not going to be the guy who's going to be doing spin moves all game. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that.
The development's kind of over.
Yeah,
I feel like in a sense. You know what I mean? Like
he's going to develop different parts of his game.
But as far as testing out different things.
Yeah,
you know,
yes, he is. This is his type of player, and he can just keep getting better at the things he's doing. Like keep working on that mid range, on the finishing, on the passing.
But all like veteran players do that.
Yeah,
you know what
like
I mean?
DeMar is getting better still.
I guess what I mean is like the immature play style is kind of past the young Pascal.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, man.
I think he's a really perfect guy from Scottie to learn from too.
Me too. Like
the way he
honestly,
handles the game.
For what I've been seeing the past 10 games, man, like I would not mind keeping Pascal till his contract's over and going from there because him and Scottie have something really special going. I think.
Yeah, I think it really benefits. And there's also stuff like Pascal's been helping Justin Champagny a lot in practices and stuff like that. And
just,
I think it's all just good for all the young guys.
And I love Fred being a leader too. Like he's been talking about lately how much he's mentoring Scottie and stuff like that. But even also Scottie's saying things like Pascal's my favorite player. And stuff like I think I love the dynamic between these guys, man.
Well, it shows a degree that you want to see of respect, right?
Exactly.
Because the thing, and I think one of the reasons why a lot of players in the past have left the Raptors is because they don't respect the organization. They don't and which is
the organization I'm
not saying they had reason to not respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm not saying they disrespected. I'm saying the organization didn't have the respect, right? They didn't have the anything to back it up, right? I mean, the championship definitely helps, but I mean, the question now is, can we do it again, right? And like, what's our path going forward? And I feel like as an organization, our goal now is to show what we can bring to the table and that we are a competitive organization, that we do deserve the respect, and that I think players like Scottie are the perfect types of guys that we want on the team because they do respect what the team is, how the organization works, how it's different from other organizations in the league. You know, what the Raptors is going to, like, for example, like we acquire certain types of players like Gary, hard workers, guys. We give guys opportunities.
Champagny, another guy. Like Masai's a nice way of seeing work ethic, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of guys we get, like Stanley Johnson aside,
he tried hard when he was on the court.
He did, yes.
I don't think he just had the skill.
He's not good basketball player.
If Stanley Johnson was the hardest worker, he'd probably still be the same player.
Yeah. Sorry, Stanley.
That was unnecessary.
We didn't have to do that to you, Stanley. Sorry.
I'm sure he's a really nice guy.
Not as nice as Harrison Barnes, though.
No one. You can't ask anybody.
I felt bad we beat them that badly, man. I could tell Harrison was down.
Oh, tough. But
De'Aaron Fox has some nice things to say about us after that game.
Yeah, so the bench really worked in cohesion together and kind of talked about how like the bench doesn't have that like bucket getter. But
they all work hard.
Executing, which isn't a normal thing, De'Aaron. So I think say a little bit more about Sacramento's defense.
Hey, De'Aaron, man, if you wanna come play in Toronto, man, there's a spot for you always, of course.
Sure.
I'm sure Sacramento would be open to something.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, man.
I think De'Aaron requests before they trade De'Aaron.
He might make them open to something.
I can't see De'Aaron doing that, to be honest.
You guys have any big thoughts on the Brooklyn game that we haven't really touched on yet?
Sorry,
No.
side question, just because we brought up the championship, I just kind of want to thought of and asked it. Are you guys rooting for Kawhi to win another championship with?
Oh yeah, I
Clippers?
love Kawhi.
Yeah.
I love Paul George too, so I like the Clippers. And I
To
love
be
Tyronn
honest,
Lue.
I don't really care for the Clippers.
Really?
Me neither.
I like a lot of players on their team.
I'd rather Clippers over Lakers, obviously.
Yeah, totally.
But,
Fuck yeah.
I'm not like go Kawhi because I just want to be like, hey man, should have stayed.
I don't even know if it's
I'm
as
a
much
little petty
about.
about
I mean, I like
I'm not.
Kawhi's probably one of the most like.
I'm not upset he left, but I just think like, hey man, you could have won here. Why you won?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You wanted to
It's
go
just-
home.
The more and more that Kawhi spends, like the more and more time Kawhi spends away from our championship team, the more time I feel that, like, what reason did he really have to leave? You know what I mean?
I think
he
all-
wanted to go
he
home.
wanted to go home.
I know he wanted to
home.
go home,
But like
it-
DeMar said this once when he like re-signed with the Raptors so quickly that one off season. They said, "What about the Lakers? Didn't you want to go home?" He's like, "Man, I can go home when I retire."
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess some guys, but he's already won everything, right? Kawhi, like, what's there to do?
yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah, Kawhi's a different caliber player.
And he's a
but
different person, right?
Because
He might just
at
wanna
the
be-
same time, it's like,
I think it's-
it was such a good fit. Like,
know.
imagine Scottie and Kawhi. You know what I mean? Like,
we wouldn't have
we
Scottie.
wouldn't have Scottie if
We
we-
wouldn't have
oh,
Scottie.
well, it's true. But
Dummy.
sorry, man. But
Scottie and Pascal though now, like that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, like it just would have been it would have been a different situation.
Honestly,
and-
blessing in disguise, dude. I love Scottie.
Oh yeah, totally. And no, actually, I think it's a perfect situation because, what would I rather have? Would I rather have a Kawhi that plays half the games or less than the season and
No, I love.
I don't know, man.
like kind of shows up in the playoffs?
Kinda.
Well, I mean, as the years go on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
no,
I would never say kind of.
no. What I'm saying is kind of shows up in the sense of if he doesn't want to be there, why would he want to play super hard? You know what I mean? Like, imagine if we offered him this big contract, like at the
We did, yeah.
yeah,
And he
and
didn't
then
care.
yeah,
No,
exactly. and then
he
didn't-
said I'll come back if I get my own private jet and all this and that. You remember that?
I feel like I can't.
His uncle said it. It was his agent
I'm surprised though, but he went to the Clippers for less money and less stuff.
because the home stuff, and also Paul
Yeah.
George was there.
yeah.
So I think
He
no
wanted to
matter
play- I
what,
think
no
he
matter
wanted-
what, he was going home.
He wanted
Yeah,
to play
it's true,
Paul
it's true.
George.
Yeah, he wanted to play with Paul George. He wanted to be home.
Remember the
Right.
the Thunder offered us Westbrook
Yeah.
and Paul George during
For
that
Lowry
Kawhi off season.
or for Pascal and Fred and all these picks.
all
and
our
stuff.
young guys at the time.
Yeah.
But wait, do you guys get what I'm trying to say?
I
though?
understand
Like,
what you're saying.
like,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'd
he's-
rather
you're not-
have
you're
an enthusiastic young guy who's like got tons of potential,
Yeah.
rather
Me
than
too, to be honest.
keeping a guy like Kawhi
'Cause
who
even-
doesn't want to really be
And
there.
that's
and-
not even guaranteed championships
No,
because like
it's
also
not.
like I'll be a little honest. Like we got kind of lucky with KD and
Yeah.
Clay being out. Right?
You have to
Like,
get lucky to win a championship. It's,
Oh,
that's why it's
absolutely.
really hard to win. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything for
And like,
Unless
let's
you're the-
also be real. Like, I don't think there's a championship in history that hasn't had some sort of
no,
caveat.
every single
you know?
one.
Yeah,
every single
like,
one is lucky.
you
I mean,
can't-
I'll give the KD Steph Warriors pretty. That's they did.
It's
you
true,
know,
but at the same
but
time,
I
I
wouldn't say
think also the
caveat there,
caveat
but-
with there is that it's like it's a super team. You know what I mean? Like it's not a true like grit and grind. Like came up from the
Yeah,
bottom
yeah.
and we made
No,
it
yeah,
to the
yeah,
top.
yeah,
It's like
yeah, I
you
know
guys
it's-
are a super
I think
team.
it's-
Like whatever.
It is
I mean,
so
it's like,
hard to win a ring, man. Like so much
Yeah.
stuff has to go right. Everything has to go right, basically. Everything has to go wrong for the other team, almost, right?
Yeah.
Like there's so much that has to go into it.
Yeah.
It's true. And like I'm pretty sure every single final series, no matter what team you're a fan of, every time somebody could go, but
Yep.
but this, but that, but
Yeah.
this, but
What if
that.
this
It's
happened?
But the
What if-
bubble.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
big one.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Shut up.
All right, Brooklyn game.
We
I
have
don't
to
have-
still understand that these are the best 500 basketball players in the
Yes.
entire world.
Yeah.
You know,
Your
Like, we were just discussing the G League differences tonight during this game.
because we were playing against a G League team essentially with Kevin Durant.
Maybe there isn't much of a difference.
No, not a ton. Shout out Patty Mills, 30 points.
KD and the G's.
Shout out Katie and the G's,
Sounds like a nice band.
Scotty in the bench, and Katie in the G's. Shout out Kessler Edwards too. Good game from you. 43 minutes. Good job.
I haven't got too much on this game. We kind of already touched on everything.
Yeah, A little sad.
Yeah,
But
like
it's all
I
good.
think a lot of it came down to fatigue at the end of the game. Like
Yeah,
over
oh,
time,
yeah.
you could tell the guys were very fatigued.
Oh, yeah.
That 1-3 that Pascal
It
shot
was
that just kind of
so-
like hit the front of the rim. It
And
was just,
Fred's rig
no
before that
legs.
was short too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you could tell.
yeah, the guys were tired,
It's all
but
good, man.
still a lot of positive stuff. I loved how Scotty played, liked how Pascal played.
Dude,
Fred for the majority of the game. That
I
last
love
shot.
Scottiebarnes.
but Gary Trent with
I
quiet
mean,
25.
I do think the one thing that might be notable to touch on is our evaluations again of like another little reaffirmation of our evaluations, or at least yours, of Nick Nurse. Because man, we still just aren't running any plays, man.
After my rant, I looked more closely at running plays. Yesterday I didn't really see anything, but we were running them over anyway, so it didn't matter. But a game like tonight against a Brooklyn team,
there was more. There was
a few, but like definitely not as much I want to see. And then
the very last play of the game, you know what I mean?
And like I don't know what went into that because there was no timeout, so I can't say if that was Nick or just Fred wanting to shoot.
Right.
But I mean, Nick Nurse must have said something coming up the sideline, so he probably said, "Fred, that's you."
Yeah, because Fred walked it up, right?
Yeah, so Nick Nurse definitely said something. So I assume he said, "Fred, that's your shot," and I'm just like, man, like we gotta have plays in situations like that. We got like most teams do. We're not good enough. We're not Brooklyn. We're not.
You don't have Kevin Durant.
We don't have Kevin Durant. We don't have Kawhi Leonard. We don't have these guys. We don't have LeBron James who we can just say go score. And it's like we kind of like we're acting like we do, but Fred.
But our best
we don't have any baseline plays to work off of, right? So
we have so many guys that are talent. Like we have so much talent overall.
Exactly.
So any option's a good option, essentially, right?
I think if we're doing just go score, then why not give it to Pascal, who's by far our best ISO player?
Yeah, and the best guy drawing fouls.
Yeah. And he would almost like if Pascal say dribbled to where Fred was, he would have 100% drawn more attention. And there's probably an open guy in the corner, right? Gary Trent's probably open somewhere.
And
even if the defender decided to like come up and help just a bit, that is a half a fraction of a second that could open a shot up for somebody.
Or Pascal can shoot over a double team, and he might miss, but you know what?
That's the thing. That's the thing, though. Is like Pascal has that height to be able to shoot over. Whereas Fred is shooting over like who was guarding him for that shot?
Fred had Patty Mills on him.
For that last shot?
I think so, right? It was
I thought it was
somebody.
Kessler Edwards.
Yeah, I thought it was somebody else.
Either way, so my point though is you can get a switch with. You can get a switch with Fred and Pascal, so get Kessler Edwards on Pascal,
he shoots right over
and then shoots right over him, right? Like,
and if he misses, who cares?
It's a better shot.
I don't care about the miss.
Shot. It's a better
shot. I care
shot.
about how the miss came to be.
Exactly.
Well, and also like at least this is just how I feel. I feel that if we dial it back and start doing more X's and O's, then we can start to have more faith in our guys being able to
get
take
confident
those.
with
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
right?
Because it's like if you have no pre-designed plays already, like you have nothing to fall back on, right? Because Fred could have easily taken up and just been like, okay, let's run, this, run something.
Seconds.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we had lots of time.
Yeah.
Whereas if he was felt like that in that situation, that is an option he could have turned to, rather than he is like solely taking that responsibility and there's no fallback.
Like we had 13 seconds and that was the worst offensive possession of the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by far.
There's no reason for that, especially like yes, like again, like the Clippers have Paul George and no one else. Really,
for sure, shot creators.
So,
That's it.
So you're gonna say Paul George, that's your shot, you do it.
Yes.
So like I guess Reggie Jackson just had a game winner,
but Paul George is also a better shot creator than anyone on the Raptors by far.
That's when it's okay because I don't trust Reggie Jackson consistently.
Right.
I don't trust Terrence Mann like that. I don't trust Marcus Morris. I don't trust Zubac. So but here. Fred VanVleet taking the last shot, I'm okay with. It's a good shot. These are all good shot assumptions. I'm okay with Fred, Gary, Pascal, Scottie, OG.
That's it for me.
I don't
know if I'm Scottie. I trust. I don't know how he can get to his spot well enough just in the crunch time.
He at that before.
That's a big shot.
Before overtime, he was 3 from 3. Right?
Like
I'm cool. I'm any shot Scottie takes.
Yeah, that's true.
To be honest, so.
But we should reiterate too. It's not that we don't want Fred taking the shot. It's
we
the
want
shot
a good,
that he
we
took.
We want a good shot created, and the past 2 times in these situations, Fred's taken a really bad shot.
Yeah,
that's true.
With no passing involved. So, Other than that, though, I think that's all I got for this game.
You can only hope that that's like a learning experience.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping the last one to be. So, really hope this one is.
Yeah, 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah.
So should we move on to performer of the week?
Performer of the week.
Performer of the week. All right.
I've got kind of a wild
I
one.
want to save yours for last.
Okay.
Can I go first? It's kind of obvious.
Yeah, go for it.
Mine's Gary Trent Jr.
Nice.
Okay, sure.
And I chose Gary because, man, he's been scoring quiet 20-point games. And I mean,
25
even...
tonight.
I love Gary, dude.
Dude, and this is what I'm saying, okay? And this is what I was going to tell you guys before or while we were talking, okay?
You're like, I'm saying for the podcast.
One of the reasons why I truly think that Gary has like a superstar potential level of shooting being able to be reached is because he is not even a priority in terms of how the team views his position and getting him specifically open for
we're not running
shots.
through him at all. And he's getting 20 points a game.
Exactly, even over 20 points a game. Like and his shot, his personal level of motivation and improvement is so dramatically has so dramatically increased over the short amount of time that he's been with the team that I think if we actually started to run things through Gary as a set, that we would be able to see Gary scoring 30-point nights and 20, like even averaging 25 points a game. Like
yes, but I just don't know if we're ever gonna get to him. To
I
that
know,
point
and
on our
that's
team.
what I'm annoyed by is that
But that's
when
like,
we talk about.
do we need to? Though?
Yeah, like who are you taking away from those?
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's true. But my only point is that I want to see more of Gary. I just want to see more. I want to see because we are losing some of these games because we're not hitting shots. We're not creating enough. And it's like we have a guy on our team who could give us or average during a season 25 points a night. And I'm not saying that and you guys brought up a good point. Like that's not necessarily what we want, but you know, when nothing else is happening, right? And we're relying on these empty offensive possessions where we're just throwing up shots and just hoping we get a layup because of the ingenuity of some of our players. I'm like, why can't we just dial it back and get some more plays running, some more fundamentals? And think about how they get Steph open. Like these are just screens all the time. It's just screens, constant.
That's exactly what got me mad with Nick Nurse. That like, why can't we do that?
I know.
At least maybe like run it. I mean, three times. Do like 3 of them a night.
He is 22, right? So I mean, like obviously, I think there is some like. Okay, we can't put too much trust in a guy who's like not even, you know.
I mean, he's putting a lot of trust in Scottie. He's 20.
Yeah, well,
so, I wouldn't say we can't.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, and so my point with, I guess, play devil's advocate is that with our roster built right now, he's gonna be the fourth guy.
Yeah,
he's gonna be.
But this is why I think we should have Gary coming off the bench.
Or fifth guy maybe.
Right?
So you can have a little
exactly.
more.
And I made a comment on an Instagram post, and people were getting pissed at me. I made they're talking about how bad our bench was in an Instagram post. So I commented with our podcast page. I was like, why not bring Gary off the bench? He's gonna get more production.
Well, and let's be real. Let's be real. A lot of the people who are going to be responding to you are casuals, and they don't do a podcast and talk about this shit for like 2-3 hours a week and watch every single. Like we watch every single game. Like we're analyzing everything.
They're also trying to start a fight.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but like one guy said, we're not paying him to ride the bench. Like, buddy, he's still gonna play 35 minutes.
We're not paying him to ride the bench. That's what a star bench player gets paid in the league today.
Yeah, man, we had fucking Lou Williams on the team for so long, and he was able to be so productive.
Jordan Clarkson gets paid $18 million a year, or Gary's contract. He plays off the bench.
He won 6 Man of the Year last year.
So
yeah, man.
That's the same play style as Gary Trent.
No, exactly. Where I just think.
I feel like those people commenting don't have enough knowledge to make that assumption or that point.
They're
just things like I just want to respond, but I know I should.
Yes, totally. But no, but feel free because you're speaking your truth.
My truth. It's fucking truth.
Words are your love language, so speak your fucking truth.
I'm gonna speak my fucking truth.
Sorry, you guys gotta watch Cody Co.
Yeah, shout out Cody Co. I know you're watching, bro. Shout out to you.
If anyone hasn't seen any of Cody Co's videos, man, you guys gotta watch all of his stats cringe. All of the that's cringe that he's done with Noel, man, you guys gotta watch them. They're so funny.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so our bench is very bad productivity wise, right? We're worse in the league. So it's like,
and we don't have a real leader off the bench. Like, who do we have?
Okay, so as a 5-man lineup of Fred, Gary, OG, Scottie, Pascal, Gary's the 5th guy in that naturally. So put him on the bench so he can be the first guy because he can play as the first guy with as a scorer. So give that to him.
Yeah. And the thing is I honestly think he would thrive in that role because he would know.
I think that's his future role. I think that's where he.
So Gary on the bench. Off my flow now. I'm joking. So Gary on the bench, like when he was playing in Portland, we traded for the bench version of Gary Trent Jr. He was never a starter when we traded for him, and we traded for him because he was great off the bench and he thrived like in the bubble. That's when it was his coming out party, and then he kept that going into the next season before we traded for him, and I think he would do great things off the bench. To be honest with you,
who's your player of the week?
Player of the week is Scottie B.
Good choice.
Scottiebarnes.
I feel like you could say that every single week.
I know.
I feel like we've already talked about Scottiebarnes all podcast. About how
I won't get too into it, but I just want to talk about his stats. I mean, I try to only pick him when his stats really pop out to me, and they really popped out this week because
you literally could pick him every week, and that would be valid.
And it'd be valid. But
which is just this week, man, to how fucking good he is.
This week against OKC, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, doing everything. New York, 12 points, career high 15 rebounds. And this is against guys like Mitchell Robinson and Ernest Noel, right? That's not like a small team. And Julius Randle gets rebounds too. 3 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals that game. And then
it's a solid double-double.
Mm-hmm. And then Sacramento 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 blocks, another career high. Very emphatic blocks, by the way. And then amazing game tonight against Brooklyn. Amazing game tonight against Brooklyn. We know really topped it off for me was that step back 3, man. That
super nice.
That's a nail in the fucking coffin.
That
eh?
is
that was amazing.
Like, it's honestly that truly was unbelievable. When I watched, I was like, we
all like went silent for a second.
Yeah,
We were
like,
just like,
I was like, is that really a 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like was on the floor. I was like, what?
I'm glad I took a second away from what I was doing to watch that. That was like really cool.
You guys want my?
I just really guys want to mention that like if the reason like I'm okay losing games as a team this year, right?
Right.
But the reason I wanted to win this game so bad was literally just because that step back 3 and Pascal's dunk, just because I
Yeah.
want, I
Fun-
just felt
really
good
fun
to,
plays.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's too bad we couldn't pull away with the win, but it is what it is.
It's all good.
All right, my player of the week. I wanted to show some love to.
Wait, can I guess?
No,
Malachi Flynn.
You guys aren't gonna guess it. I wanted to show some love to someone we haven't. Well, we've been kind of mean to.
Okay, I know. Yeah,
and I've given like Pascal player of the week, Fred, OG, Scott. I've given to everyone. Chris Boucher is my player of the week.
Okay.
yeah.
He hasn't been very good.
He was not the
but he
player
hasn't-
of the week, but yes.
But
like,
he is
yes,
trying-
I'm just making that point.
Yes.
But yes.
Yeah. He is trying.
No, we talked about this off pod
Yeah.
too. Like
He's trying really hard. He's getting to the rim. His threes are falling a little bit better. And
it's
tonight
shot
he was not good.
selection, man.
Yes.
It's shot selection.
And he's just playing within his role, and
Oh, that's
I just think he's playing with energy, and
He's
I want to give him some love because we've been really hard on him all year, and
Yeah,
he's had a
we
really
have.
tough year. But this last stretch where he's been starting for Precious, with Precious out, has been
doing his job.
it's been really fun for Chris. So it's nice to see him do well.
I still tense up when he has the ball in the
Yep,
perimeter.
I do too.
but-
I tense up when he does anything, but it's working.
but he's doing it.
He plays really well off Fred and Pascal. He knows how to find his spots.
I love his
his
cutting.
cutting.
His cutting.
Yeah,
his cutting.
Same time. Yeah, no, his
Did you like
cutting
my
is-
sweaty hand there? Could you
It's
feel
always
it a little
sweaty.
bit?
I'm ready for it at this
Used
point.
to it now.
Yeah. No, he's cutting and just like you said, playing his role very well, and just he's making more of the right decisions. Like he still had some plays like he took a fadeaway.
He's still Chris Boucher.
He's still Chris Boucher,
still
but
Chris Boucher.
he's Chris Boucher with more pluses.
Yeah.
Chris plus Shea.
All right.
Oof.
You guys want
Get to some
to
questions.
question time?
Questions.
We got only
so-
2 questions, and they're kind
Yeah,
of
because
related.
they're kind of
so-
related. That's why we're doing it this way.
And this podcast is already like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
We'll get through this.
Not saying we have to like
No,
speed
yeah,
it
just-
up or anything. I'm
we're
just
just
saying
very
we're like,
tired.
yeah, like, oh, the
Kinda
podcast
need
will be like
to
30 minutes,
catch the
only
bus
be
home at
45.
some
Yeah, we
point.
gotta bust the
Oh,
stop
shit.
at one.
Well, I
so.
can drive you guys home
Okay.
too.
Oh, okay, that'd be clutch.
Yeah.
That'd be clutch. So yeah, I'll start with my question because yours is more in depth.
Sure.
So my question is, what guys? So a trade season's approaching. So who's untouchable on the roster for you guys? Who is a no shot? I don't care who you offer. No shot. Okay, I would say.
Okay, yeah, because I'm trading anyone for Nikola Jokic.
barring unrealistic superstar offers.
Okay.
Who's a no deal all the time for you guys?
I've got 1.5. Okay, I've got Scottie for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not including in a deal, and I think I'm still not including OG.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah.
Even though the injuries, but when he's healthy, he's been amazing, and I
and
still am super
He's still gonna get better.
high on him for the future. Those are my 2 though. Those 2 young guys.
Yeah, well, I'm OG for sure, and I'm struggling with the second one. I really don't know
Scotty?
how I feel. Well, Scotty,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's like
That's a
I thought that's what you were struggling with. I was like,
Scotty for sure, but like I feel like that's kind of a given. Like
Okay,
you know what I mean?
okay,
Like
yeah.
you know, and because I feel like I don't want to say Scotty just because I feel like that's kind
Right.
of a given. And if I were to say somebody else, that's tough, man. It's a weird choice, but oh man. The thing is we don't have anybody else to conduct the offense like Fred, but we also don't have anybody to give us like that production like Pascal. So like, you know what I mean? But you know, we could potentially trade, and I feel like it would be easier to maybe replace somebody like, to be honest, and this is a bold maybe, but I feel like it'd be easier to replace somebody like Fred rather than somebody like Pascal.
Interesting.
And
yeah, that's interesting.
Just because there's a lot of talented point guards in the league who are, you know, smart, high IQ, production. Maybe they don't shoot the 3 as well, which is something that would be a deficit to the team. But I think that Pascal, like just like we said, he's been on the team and has had a more a larger role than Fred has for a longer time. And I think his relationships with OG, Scotty, and the young guys and even guys like, you know, Delano in the gym, like I think that those Pascal has the body type, right? So he can convey a lot of skills to these guys that Fred can't, because Fred is
very different game,
right? And Pascal does shoot the ball too, right? Like I think he has a lot more to offer the guys who we're trying to have as our future of the team. Like even guys like Precious, you know what I mean? Like he's sort of that archetypal player, right? That we want to have. Whereas I think we tend to see guards and guys like Fred as guys that we can.
Wait, sorry. Are you saying Fred is or not? Is untouchable or not untouchable?
I mean, is like
you're saying Pascal.
You would trade him over Pascal.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's just.
So I'm opposite.
That's just my personal.
Yeah, sure. I agree. Or no, I disagree,
well, like,
but I
see
understand.
my point.
Yeah,
you see
I totally understand.
My rationale.
Yeah, I totally understand. No, I would. So my untouchable guys
and I'm open to the other way around too. Like I'm not saying
I have a little more
tied to this.
I have a little more expanded list when it comes to if I'm talking realistic trades. Scottie and OG obviously, and then I'm not trading Fred this season right now, and I'm not trading Delano right now.
Delano.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
I think
you really have like the Sean Livingston fucking.
I would trade Delano if I'm making a trade.
If
Delano and Precious.
If for Miles Turner, if it was Malachi Precious and a pick for Miles Turner, and they said we want Delano too.
I do not heartbeat. I do not
wow.
heartbeat.
So
why?
And we keep Gary Trent.
And we keep Gary Trent.
Yeah.
I do not heartbeat.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Delano, but I would.
Well, let me start my Fred thing. So the reason I wouldn't trade Fred right now is because I think as a locker room guy, he's better than Pascal.
And that's the only other reason.
And I just think that's something huge for us right now.
Totally.
And as far as play styles, like you said, we can definitely get a Fred over a Pascal in play style wise, because Pascal is very unique the way he plays. But I think just as far as locker room guys go, we need that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And trading Pascal opens up a little bit more for the other guys.
He does, yeah. Because I think Fred's able to take a step back and impact the game more than Pascal taking a step back. Right. So there's that. Delano, I really. Okay. I'm really high.
Wait, Delano
was
was sick, right?
Yeah,
it was not
COVID, but he was just not feeling well. Okay, yeah. It would have been nice to see him get some minutes in this game, man.
I think Delano is just such a unique player.
But
he's
you wouldn't trade him.
It's
what?
true.
So what if like you think he's gonna be like an all-star or something then?
Because so if the Miles Turner scenario like I just gave you, the reason I would say no is because we're not winning right now.
No.
And realistically, does that team with Miles Turner, like, I know it's hard to say with same thing with Delano, but I feel like having guys that are so unique, I think is such a big plus because if Delano becomes a Sean Livingston, let's say,
good bench player.
Yeah,
really
it's really hard.
It's
really hard to guard him, right? Like, and I just think having secret weapons like that.
Yeah, I know, but like he's not untouchable for me though. Like if there's a deal for like Bradley Beal or something.
Okay, so
and they're like,
okay,
you know what?
Okay,
we'll do the deal if you get Delano Banton.
Let me like you said 1.5. Let me say Delano's a half untouchable for me. Okay, like if it's.
This has probably been one of our most interesting podcasts, to be honest. I'm like, because we're talking about all these different things, and like, you could approach this from so many angles. And I like the Delano idea.
Do you guys see what I mean with Delano?
I understand what you said.
Yeah, totally. No, I like the whole secret weapon is a great, well, not great idea, but it's a great take. It's a great insight because. Yeah, like they're developing a guy like that.
No one else in the league has that.
No, and Delano is such a unique player.
Yeah, and I think he's
like we're already seeing him shoot threes and stuff, and actually like kind of make him.
Yeah, and again, he's a second round pick, right? He's not gonna. What he's doing, he's outplaying what he's supposed to.
Oh, totally. So he was supposed to be. We thought he was going to be G League, man.
Yeah, and he probably won't be a starter for us in the future.
I don't think that's a ceiling.
I prefer him not being a starter. I wouldn't want.
But I think
if you had Gary and Delano together off the bench, like that would be kind of sick.
Like I just really like that for a future and. If we did trade him from, this is really tough because
right now I would trade Delano before Precious.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm higher on Precious as a long-term player. Well,
so if we got Miles Turner,
I've said this before. I think Delano.
If we got Miles Turner, you'd rather throw in.
Honestly, this conversation just goes to show how much potential there is for our team, man.
Like, well, if they said like I'm like, okay, for doing the Miles Turner deal, let's say because I think no matter what, with all the teams that are in the deal, Gary would kind of have to be in it. I'm sorry, like he just say that's the case. Okay, Gary's in it, and it's a really competitive market, and they say, we'll do the deal. We want one of Achua or Banton.
You're throwing Banton.
I'm giving them Banton.
But then we have Turner, Precious.
Yeah, right. Damn it. Yeah, okay. But I think I'm just a little bit higher on Achua as like his.
I just don't.
Peak.
I don't think Precious is a starter for us in the future either. He's too small, right? And I mean, I don't want him to be a starter in our future.
No. I don't want
so
either of them to be, though.
That's kind of
the
my
thing,
thing
right?
where I
Yeah.
look at the team in the future. I'd rather see Delano on it than Precious.
Right.
And I'd just rather see Delano on it than a lot of other guys. So
Sure.
I guess I'll say 3.5 because if we did trade Delano for Miles Turner, I'd be uncomfortable, but I wouldn't be I wouldn't be pissed.
Because
But
there's a scenario that Delano Banton ends up being the similar tier of player like a DeLon Wright.
yeah,
Right,
there
that's a
definitely is.
total-
There
and that's a good
there
player, but-
Absolutely is.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
That's
for sure.
a total scenario that he just.
But I don't
want
want to. But I just feel like that's a. I don't want to.
bet on that.
I don't want to give up on that.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to give up because I think he does have a. I think he has a really high potential to be a really really unique player, like
Yep.
a one of a 500 player in the league, right? Like no one like him. I just think
Who
that-
can play that specific type of role that he can play. Yeah, not saying he's going to be
I
like.
just-
We,
I- and it-
we
I
kind of
just-
just
I-
answered Luke's question. I realized.
Yeah, well, like your questions.
I don't remember.
What
Oh,
was
like
it?
what players would you be willing to trade?
Yeah.
We kind of just had that whole
well,
conversation.
That's basically the whole
let's basically just focus on the one question.
Yeah, I
Sure,
guess
yeah.
it's all the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
well,
how would
I'll
you
tell
guys
you-
were talking about Fred and Pascal.
Yeah.
I understand like the leadership thing. Like that's a really big part. Just basketball wise, I'd obviously trade either of them if the deal came up. I would trade everyone on the team if there was a correct deal to be made.
Even Scotty. Eh?
If the Denver Nuggets said we'll give you Nikola Jokic or Scottiebarnes, I'm sorry, but I would do it. You wouldn't, bro. Nikola.
I've never seen Jokic I've seen Jokic in the conference finals once.
Yeah, that's really good. And he's like 26, bro. Nikola Jokic is a surefire Hall of Famer.
You're right. I would.
Right?
Do
Like-
it.
like,
I
I-
would do it.
I'm sorry,
I was trying. I was trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
was trying to play
love
devil's
Scotty
advocate.
Barnes, but I would trade him for
I was trying to play a little devil's
Giannis
advocate with you.
Antetokounmpo,
No, I would.
those kind of guys.
Yes, I would too. I'd have to.
But I love our young core, man, and we talked about like the Pascal Fred stuff. Who knows when the time comes? But right now, I don't think the time is the time to trade them, unless there's like some deal we can never foresee on the table.
Like, are you saying, like in a? So I was because you brought up Bradley Beal, and it's kind of like I would. It's hard to say no if we throw Fred in that, but at the same time, like I just don't think he brings the same leadership level.
For Brad Beal, I think Gary's in it no matter what.
He is.
So that's and then
Goran's inevitably in it.
so I think you can get away with it because if they're just tanking,
But just
they don't want
theoretically,
Fred.
like, are you giving them Fred for Bradley Beal?
Is it a swap?
No, but like with Fred, Gary, Goran will say.
No,
Okay,
no.
I don't think I am either.
Not the way he's played this year, but yeah, I don't know. I it's an interesting thought. Like I love talking about trades, man. It's
Yeah,
fun.
me too. I'm really excited for like the trade deadline
Yeah, it's gonna be
season
fun.
when all the rumors come out.
You want to look ahead?
So question? Was there one question?
That was one
We
question.
was just gonna do our stars too because it was a big,
Yeah.
it was a big, it was a big
Okay,
topic, and
sure.
Sam's gonna save his.
No worries.
All right, looking ahead.
Fair enough.
The Raptors game on Thursday against the Bulls has been postponed. The Bulls
I was really looking forward to see Lonzo Ball take over.
are really getting ravaged by COVID. Yep. So we have one game before our next
To
episode.
be honest, I actually do think though that the COVID is gonna mess things up here for a while.
I think
Sam,
so.
Sam was saying the same thing.
We might see like a
on the way
month or
here.
two of the NBA might be postponed
might
for
have
maybe
to.
for maybe
I
a
would
month
probably
or
not
so.
a month, maybe a month. Yeah, I wouldn't say a month or two, but yeah, probably a month.
Well, I would say if there is a time the NBA is going to be postponed, it's going to be in January.
Yeah,
and
after
it'll-
Christmas.
And yeah,
I
after
mean-
Christmas.
I'd say
and
the
it's
month of
gonna-
January, I can
Yeah,
see that,
and
yeah.
and maybe a little bit of February I
Yep.
could
Yeah.
see. But that's
Just until it's Omicron stuff.
well, and you know what? There's a lot
say
of
that right?
there's a lot of speculation about the Omicron variant and how it's going to affect people. But you know,
It's best to be cautious.
all that aside, yeah, it doesn't like Omicron, blah blah blah, whatever. I think that realistically we are. I mean, look what's happening with our school and
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think everything is probably
It's
going
gonna happen around the world.
And January, and the thing is too is that January is also going to be the month where it's the winter time. It's like peak winter.
Flu
You know,
season.
yeah, like people are just going to be inside, and especially when it comes to the NBA, not only are the fans all inside, but now they're all going to a big inside place, and COVID's bound to spread. So
yeah,
um,
it is what it is.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what
well,
happens there.
as
month
scheduled,
off might not be the worst, but I'd hope that everything comes
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
as scheduled now, the Raptors play the Warriors on Saturday. The
Shout out to
18th.
Steph Curry,
Yeah,
who
thank God he's not breaking it against us.
Yeah,
for the
dude.
record.
Honestly, I wouldn't be upset.
No,
That'd
I
be cool.
love Curry.
Me too.
Hopefully the Raptors can.
We've
bounce.
always been on like the end, like the Raptors have always been like the end of those sorts of like
I know.
things,
Kobe's
like-
81.
Yeah, and fucking Ants dunk on
Oh,
us,
yeah.
and like just all the different types of plays throughout the years. So
Yeah.
many highlights on the Raptors.
Excited to see maybe how Scotty responds against Draymond. Draymond kind of showed him up last time we played the Warriors.
Be tough.
Maybe the Raptors can get a win against them or 0-1 against them on the season. So be fun to see.
Yep.
That's it.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank
I'm
you
gonna go to
guys
bed.
for tuning into the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts, make sure to leave us a rating and review. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter at RapChat Podcast, where we post new clips of the show every week. Now we will see you later. I'm your host, Luke Dick.
I'm Elias Eldridge.
And I'm Sam Kenny.
Peace out.
Peace.